How's it going, y'all? Back with another one. Really, it's been a while since we done one of these as it pertains to the channel. A draw a rod episode. Like, it's been busy to say the least. Let's go with that. Life was life, and things were taking priority. Between that and like I was still making art in between, but when it comes to the comic, it's something I need like more focus with. And I promised myself this year I'll at least do try to be consistent with it and to think about consistency, at least with this one. It's like my style or the way I render or just color is constantly changing, especially when it comes to this comic. Because by the time this chapter is finished, I guarantee you the first page will look drastically different than the final page. Like, it's not even a statement that needs to be said, but just the way I go about doing things, because it's not even mostly me, it is me doing all this, from the scripting to the thumbs, roughs, inking, lettering, and I'm saving the lettering for the end, because originally I was doing this all in Clip Studio, but they don't really have an inker that I like to use in there. Like, they have nice, some that come close to it, but just more my speed, especially when it comes to when I'm away from my desk and I can just ink there. I don't typically record the inking process because it's just, I wouldn't say it's boring, but to each your own. And plus I'm always going back and forth with my inks. Like, what if I added a little bit of thickness there or took away from that? And then the rendering, just the rendering. Like, I'm so flip-floppy when it comes to how far I want to take it in terms of how everything looks. Like, do I want to keep it simple, or do I want to go a little more detail when it comes down to it? Because especially for when I was doing art fighting, I made like one comic for that. I was like, in the way that I did it, it was just maybe some of those skills can translate to how I do my own personal work as opposed to doing work for others or just making fan art. Like, the same energy you put out for others, you should do so double, triple that for yourself. Like, there's no debating that. It's just facts. That's my words of wisdom I like to impart if you choose to listen to me. But yeah, but in terms of the story that's unfolding, we're picking up from where we left off. Hathor still not down for the count yet. Like, it's gonna take a lot more than what Celeste has for her to be taken down, but she just doesn't have it in her. But she refuses to just give up, because in her mind, nothing is worse than being taken back to where she came from. Be taken back home. It's just a fate she'd rather avoid. If anything, she'd choose death before that. So she's pulling out all the stops, even to her own detriment. Like, fighting tooth and nail, truly like backed into a corner. And I think that's grounds for, like, you know, when characters are all out of options and then they go for like a final push or whatever, and then they just save the day or come out on top. That's not happening here. I guarantee you that this is not one of those stories. But I won't let it end here, of course. It's just, you have to wait until the next page, which hopefully will come sooner than it did this one. No promises. I might get distracted. At least I don't have art block. It's just, things happen, responsibilities and all that. And essentially you just have to measure what's important at the time, but still find a way to just make it happen, whether you want to or not. And clearly I want to. Like, there's plenty of ways to go around it or half-ass the things that I want to do, but this is really no like timeline. It's just me at the helm, and I get to take my sweet time with it, essentially at my own pace, as opposed to rushing to the next as I'm accustomed to doing. Like some things I can rush, pick up the pace here and there, churn it out, but will it be any good? And I know good is subjective, but I mean good to me, essentially. Like I was going through my old posts on Instagram that I have archived, and I'm like, God, these is horrible. I don't know how anybody even liked them back then compared to the new stuff that I'm turning out. Like it's hard to be proud of where you came from and where you are now. It's like a strong sense of imposter syndrome. Like, did I make any progress? Of course I did, but you have to constantly tell yourself that you did. Otherwise, you feel like a fraud. Like, no matter how many comments you might get on your work, the end all be all is what you have to say at the end of the day. You just have to believe that you are that you made what you made with your own two hands, feet, whatever. You know what I mean. And I like to treat these videos more like a audio-visual diary of sorts, where I just sit here and ruminate on my work, on my days, this, that, and the other. So for those that stick around, thank you for just listening to me yet. But that's it for this one. Stay tuned for the render. I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully it won't be too long. And as always, stay rotten. Peace.